If you've ever created a 10-page backstory for a 2-page audition, if you've ever decided your character had a childhood trauma that no one asked for, or if you've ever walked into a room feeling very prepared and still didn't book it, this episode might save your career.
Casting actors, cast a what a show. With Jeffrey Dreisbach, we're ready to go. From agents to gigs, learn what you lack. Tune in every week, we're bringing you back.
Well, hello and welcome back, everyone. Jeff Dreisbach here. Today we're talking about one of the biggest mistakes I see in auditions. And I mean consistently, across all levels, from students to working professionals. Actors confusing sides with the full script. They are not the same job. And treating them like they are leads to overacting, overthinking, and what I call fan fiction acting. Yeah, we're going to talk about that because when actors start writing the movie in their head instead of playing what's on the page, we see it instantly. And unfortunately, it costs them the job. So today we're going to fix that. We're going to simplify your process, sharpen your choices, and help you walk into auditions with clarity instead of clutter. But first, this is that moment of the podcast where I get to simply say thank you for tuning into Casting Actors Cast. It's a pleasure bringing these podcasts to you. I invite you to check out the website, castingactorscast, all one word.com. castingactorscast.com. There you're going to find all kinds of information. You're going to see the new book that's available for you. There's also some freebies if you fill out the form that says dive into the talent pool. There's also the show notes that I make available called Jeff's Jots, and they are literally printable PDFs that you can follow along with the podcast. So you have some additional information if you heard something that really sticks with you and you really want to kind of contemplate it even further. Now you have some written material for that as well. So all of that is available to you. And please consider a like, a share, a thumbs up. A review would be so much appreciated. If you've been listening to the podcast, you know that I rely on your feedback. I rely on your comments, and it really does make a difference. It keeps me here. And so I hope we can continue to do these podcasts. As long as you're out there listening, I'm going to be continuing to do the podcasts. All right. And finally, my good friends, Actors Connection, actorsconnection.com. actorsconnection.com, /New York. Actors Connection is a really wonderful organization for classes, workshops, all kinds of events and things taking place. actorsconnection.com. And finally, I'm so grateful to the Broadway Podcast Network for supporting this podcast. It's been a really cool journey so far, and I just hope it keeps on keeping on. Thank you so much. So let's first of all jump into the subject and define what sides actually are. We need to start here because this is where everything seems to go off the rails. Okay? So sides are a sample of tone, a slice of behavior, a test of your instincts. That's it. See, they're a casting tool, not a storytelling experience. See, here's what sides are not: a full character arc, a psychological deep dive, your chance to show everything you can do as an actor. And yet, that's exactly how many actors treat them. Let me give you a real world example of overworking sides. So I've seen this more often than once. An actor walks in, it's a 2-page scene, and what we get is a fully constructed emotional journey. They start guarded, then they soften, then they break, then they recover, and they land on final emotional resolution. And I'm sitting there and I'm thinking, that's a beautiful performance for a different script, because the sides didn't ask for any of that. Here's another example. An actor decides Their character just lost a parent. So they bring grief into a workplace scene. Nothing in the text supports it, nothing in the tone suggests it, but they felt it would add depth. What it actually does, it disconnects them from the reality of the scene and from every other actor auditioning for the same role. Now they're in a different movie. Let's talk about the job of the actor in an audition. So I think we can really simplify your job because this is where actors overcomplicate everything. Really, honestly, your job is simple. Make the moment truthful and specific. That's it. It is not explaining the character, proving your intelligence, filling in every blank and press us with how much work you did. We don't need the whole story. We need to believe this moment. Here's the shift. You are not responsible for the movie. You are responsible for the moment. Okay, somebody write that down. That was really good. And you know what? When you focus on the moment, everything becomes clearer. But there is a danger, and it's the danger of fan fiction acting. Let's define this because it's a real issue. Fan fiction acting is when actors invent elaborate backstories and emotional weight not supported by the text, play scenes that haven't happened yet, decide relationships that aren't established. It feels creative, it feels like doing the work, but here's the problem. You're no longer collaborating with the material, you're replacing it. And the result? You're acting a different script than everyone else. And that's not being different. That's a disconnect. It's immediate, it's visible, and it's very hard to recover from. So let's talk about preparation when you only have sides. Let's get practical because this is where actors need a clear system. When you don't have the full script, let's just say you don't have the full script. Well, guess what? Good. That means your preparation needs to be targeted and efficient. So here are some steps. 1, read for facts, not ideas. Ask, what do I know for sure? What is explicitly stated? What just happened before this moment? Stay grounded in evidence, not imagination. Step 2, define the relationship. You don't need a history. You need clarity. Ask, who is this person to me right now? What is the power dynamic between us? You see what I'm saying? You keep it simple, keep it plain, keep it playable. Now, let's move on to step 3. Choose a clear objective. What do you want? Not psychologically, not emotionally, actionably. Examples are like, get them to stay, make them admit the truth, avoid getting caught. You see what I'm saying? That's where life is. Identify the pressure is step 4. Ask yourself, why now? What's at stake in this moment? Even the smallest of scenes have some kind of pressure. It could be pressure of time, of consequence, risk. That's what creates behavior. Step number 5, make one strong choice, not 10. See, actors think more choices equal better acting. It doesn't. Clarity beats complexity every time. Make one strong, grounded choice and commit to it. Now let's talk about the craft and restraint balance. Here's the balance you're aiming for. These are some do's. Do identify what just happened before the scene. Do define your relationship clearly. Do choose a playable objective. Now, here are some don'ts. Don't overload the moment with invented trauma. Don't play outcomes instead of actions. Don't add unnecessary layers, because here's the truth. Restraint reads as confidence. Overworking reads as insecurity. And the camera sees all of it. We're going to talk about the rule of evidence. Really important stuff right after this. Welcome back. Talking about sides and how to work with sides. And one of the rules that I want to talk to you about is the rule of evidence. And this is one of the most powerful tools you can use. Only make choices you can justify from the text. Let me say that again. Only make choices you can justify from the text. If someone asks you, why did you make that choice? You should be able to say, because of this line, this behavior, this moment. You see what I'm saying? If you can't support it, it's probably indulgent. And indulgence on camera, well, that shows up immediately. Here's what casting wants to see. We're going to simplify this from the casting side. Here's what we're watching for: listening, behavior under pressure, flexibility with adjustments, presence. Guess what? That's it. Not perfection, complexity, over-designed performances. And so here's the secret. We're not looking for the finished product. We're looking for the actor we can work with. And actors who stay grounded in their material, they're the ones we trust completely. That's the truth. So remember, sides are not the script. They're an invitation. They're an invitation to be present, to be specific, to be watchable. Trust the moment. Resist the urge to, quote, write the movie. And instead, show us how you think, how you listen, how you behave under pressure. Because that's what books the job, I promise you. So listen, if this episode helped you shift your approach, why don't you share it with another actor who might be overworking their sides right now? And if you want more practical, real-world casting insight, we are here every week helping you prepare smarter, perform better, and book more. Please don't forget to like and share. Please think about giving me a review. I'm Jeff Dreisbach. You've been listening and watching Casting Actors Cast. Thanks so much.
From monologues to screen tests to every